Hey, good morning. Simply Sugar here with the morning news rundown. So let's recap some major stories that has happened in the U.S. We learned in Florida that an 18-year-old citizen, Kenny Lainez Ambrosio, was detained on May 2nd en route to a landscaping job in North Palm Beach. Video footage, because he was able to record, smart kid, video footage shows federal agents telling him, "You have no rights here. Your amigo, brother." Despite his repeated statements of U.S. citizenship, even if he's not a U.S. citizen, he does have rights under the Constitution. He does have rights to due process. Everyone who's on U.S. soil does. And the fact that they keep hitting that home is telling, is very telling because it's a blatant lie and they're overstepping the law, which this administration has given these agents license to do so. And not only that, they made it the largest national police agency in the United States, one that doesn't follow the Constitution or law. They make up their own laws. Lainez Ambrosio filmed the event on his phone as officers used chokeholds and a stun gun. They detained him for 6 hours and later charged him with obstruction charges. His attorney argues it was retaliation for filming. Yeah, if you're caught in this situation, turn your cameras on, but not only turn your cameras on, go live on an application. Have some settings. Someone showed it on here. You can look it up. If you put your phones to settings to record and upload, it can do that with just like a quick voice command of you talking to Siri. We have to keep these incidents on video because on my YouTube channel, someone left a comment. If you didn't film it, it didn't happen. Well, this is filmed. Does it matter to you? No, because the answer is you're racist. It wouldn't matter to you if we recorded it. You'll just move the bar. Well, they should have complied. And if they complied, well, they didn't act quick enough. And if they didn't act quick enough, then your racism flag shows and you say, well, it doesn't matter because they're black, they're Mexican, they're Puerto Rican, they're other. The incident sheds light on aggressive state and federal enforcement on the programs expended by the Trump administration. This is reporting from The Guardian, and I couldn't agree more with that last statement. Moving on to the Ghislaine Maxwell debacle. Yes, she met with the DOJ over a couple of days. They gave her limited immunity to talk, which is normal in these cases because she's not going to implicate herself further, to get other charges. I think this is all a joke. This is all a joke, right? She is a convicted sex trafficker who was investigated for something like 20 years. Don't forget that these things stem from as early as 2006. 2006. Yeah, she implicated Trump. And by her attorney's statement alone, saying that they're looking for Trump to grant clemency in this case, a presidential pardon. That's a signal that whatever she talked about is hot information. Now, the other thing is, she's a criminal. Can we trust her with anything she's saying? There's no, if she says, and I say that because she could say Trump is not in the files. And we just have to take her word for it. After she's granted clemency by Donald Trump. There are so many connections of people who investigated Jeffrey Epstein, who later worked for Trump in his private organization that he's now appointed to U.S. official positions like Bondi, like Acosta. The network of lies and cover ups is grand in this case. If he grants that clemency, he's guilty. If he doesn't grant clemency, he's still guilty because there's a mountain of evidence pointing to their affiliation and association. Moving on, I shared a disturbing image from Gaza. as we learned that um, the famine there is it's scary and it's dangerous, along with every other condition that's happening there. We learned that over 59,000 people have been killed. 1,000 of those killed while seeking food aid. France is officially going to recognize Palestine as a state. Others are joining. UK, Germany called for Israel to lift the blockade on food and medicine delivery. They're trying to enforce a ceasefire, and they're recognizing more and more countries to recognize Palestinian statehood. UN and Red Cross officials warn of imminent famine, which is happening just based upon the image I showed yesterday. There were more images that are disturbing. I chose to share one. They're urging urgent humanitarian access. We know the UAE has a ship going there. We know that they're considering airdrops, but the problem with airdrops is that they're so contained in a small area, they're hitting people with the food they're dropping. All of this would work out if Israel would allow humanitarian aid to get to people. It's literally their underground package, but there's no way to get it to the people. I'm Simply Sugar. That's the morning news rundown. Like, share, and follow if you can.